Hello there again. Lennox Lewis against Henry Akinwande coming up in about an hour from now in Nevada. But first we must return to Olympia, the top of the bill here in London tonight. Spencer Oliver, the exciting young super bantamweight prospect from North London, against Serge Poilblan from France. Now, Nicky, everything he's done, he's turned to gold so far for Spencer Oliver. Can he keep up this incredible rate of progress tonight?
Interesting you called the European champion a prospect there, but
yes,
it's only his
that's what he is.
12th fight, isn't it? I've worked on every one of his fights, actually. I've seen him dropped by Sean Anderson, not looking that great, and come back with some brilliant performances. I was surprised to see him win the European title that early, but he did so in great style against Krastev, a great performer. This guy tonight, Poilblan, is a very, very tough campaigner. He's only had one loss, which and he beat the man who beat the man after that, so it's very tough.
Duke?
I think it's difficult not to go with him at the minute, Spencer, because you're doing everything right. And like Nicky said earlier, you know, he's come through like real quick, and he's just got to like hold it all together now.
Thank you. Barry?
He's young, ambitious, boxer, puncher. He's up against an experienced guy tonight. I think he can come through with a tough fight. It's going to be a tough one.
Let's see if he can keep his run going then. Let's get back to ringside. Reg and Jim in the commentary positions. John MacDonald is the MC.
Ladies and gentlemen, sports fans and Sky fans, here we go with big-time boxing. Are you ready? Making his way to the ringside now, would you please welcome Serge Poilblan.
So the challenger then coming out of the dark, Serge Poilblan from Corsica, Ajaccio. One bad fighter there called Napoleon came out of there, so we've got to watch that. He's the official challenger to this remarkable young Spencer Oliver, whom the jury have already passed their judgment on him. Now they expect him to win, but they think it'll be a tough fight, and that's probably so. This is his second challenge now, Poilblan, for this European Super Bantamweight Championship, 8 stone 10, 55 kilos. And the only loss on his record was in Nice, a fellow called Jean-Marc Carnot, and he's won his last 2 fights on knockouts, although I must say the opposition didn't impress me that he won that, so it made it a little bit flattering. And he's got to not only face Oliver's punches, he's got to face, well, a remarkable crowd from the Barnet and Finchley area of North London and Hertfordshire. He's got the best fan club now, probably alongside with Naz Hamed in the country, I would have thought. For an ordinary coming up fighter who's won the European Championship, Oliver, in only his 11th fight. But this fellow Poilblan, who's 25, just a bit, nearly 3 years older actually than Oliver. Well, he doesn't seem fazed by it all as they're singing.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's the moment you've all been waiting for.
So even that's drowning the MC sound.
Champion, the Oman, Spencer Oliver.
Well, now the crowd have realised he was introducing their man, and there he is, a very popular young lad. I happen to live in the district, so I know exactly how the crowd feel about him. That's remarkable, very popular lad. That owns a sort of knockabout general store, if you like, in Finchley. I suppose this fellow would call it a bit of an upmarket stepson. But Spencer, some of us have thought, well, are they rushing him a little bit? Manager Jess Harding, the one-time heavyweight before Gary Mason, he's had some advice and started off with Barry Hearn, and now he's on a Maloney and Harding bill, or the other way around, Harding and Maloney bill. And he's just dwelling a bit before he comes on here now, Spencer. Very likeable lad indeed. Nothing big-headed about him, working-class boy whom the punters really love. They have turned out in their hundreds here. Just an estimate, and I haven't been told officially, something like £50,000 worth of tickets he's sold. And the big fellow there in the grey suit, that's the promoter manager, then Jess Harding. And you know, superfluous protection. Nobody's going to take any liberties, but sometimes enthusiastic fans jump out and jump on their feet by mistake in this long walk to the ring. But he looked such a complete little fighter, defeating the Bulgarian Krastev. I was surprised. He normally just wears people down, disillusioned him, so many punches coming in, but 2 cracking blows he landed with Krastev, and that puts him really in top class. And to win the European Championship is going some. It took Charlie Magri and Nazim Hamed one more fight than him, so he holds that little record for a British fighter anyway in the European. And the Oliver fans wearing what appear from the distance to look like white tin hats, but they're not actually. They're more like funfair hats. Standing on their feet, it's unbelievable really for a fellow who's only had 11 fights, stopped 8 of them.
Ladies and gentlemen, sports fans and Sky fans, this is the main event, the fight of the night time. Jess Harding in association with Frank Maloney and Pound Promotion proudly presents 12 3-minute rounds of boxing for the European Super Bantamweight Championship. Sponsored by the Daily Star and live and exclusive here on Sky Sports. Big time boxing, you've joined us for the very best ringside seat in the business. All the officials have been appointed by the EBU here present with us at ringside. Our supervisor is Mr. Torben Hansen from Denmark. Judges Marcel Rules from Belgium, Judge William Voget from Austria, and Judge Jes Andreasen from Denmark. Your timekeeper at the bell is Mr. Danny Peacock from Epsom in Surrey, England. And when the action begins, your referee in charge is Erkki Nurnen from Finland. Well, they're the officials, and here are the contestants. Firstly, and introducing to you, the challenger. He's fighting out of the blue corner. He's wearing the solid black trunks and weighed in at 8 stone, 8 1/4 pounds. He brings a 16-fight record, 14 wins, 6 by way of knockout. Only 1 loss and 1 draw. He's from the beautiful Mediterranean island of Corsica. Would you please welcome Serge Poilblan. And ladies and gentlemen, the champion. He's fighting out of the red corner. He's wearing all white trunks and weighed in at 8 stone and 8 pounds.
Well, we've been drowned by the noise here. You can't even hear John Donald, the MC. Well, at least we can't at ringside. You might at home. And that's the impressive record of this young man, 22. Nicknamed the Omen. Let's hope it's a good omen tonight. And Poilblan is carrying a flag there which looks like a pirate, so he's out to, if you'll forgive the corny expression, steal the championship. What an atmosphere. Absolutely tremendous. It's filled up in the late hours as we came to this.
Big time boxing. We're going to raise some hell at the sound of the bell. With 12 3-minute rounds of boxing for the European Super Bantamweight Championship. Thank you.
Erik Miller on the beautiful amateur boxer. I remember him now from Norway. And now a very competent young, well, still young in my eyes, referee. I've only seen Poilblan on tape, so I'd like to see them in the fresh before we make up our mind about them. But as I say, he's in with 2 fresh wins on knockouts, and then so was Spencer Oliver against better opposition. And that a great fight as well with Patrick Mullins. So the cheering's got to be over for a minute. We can hardly hear the bell. And yes, he's come out in a southpaw stance. He's been known to switch the Frenchman, but it looks as though he's going to stick to the right-hand forward style. Just listen to that crowd there stabbing. They'll break the floorboards, I think. Entirely Spencer Oliver fans. I doubt that there's half a dozen for the Frenchman here. The delivery of Oliver, as I say, won the championship against Krastev, the Bulgarian, in the 4th round. It wasn't a question of just a fast flurry of punches and wearing him down, as I tried to say earlier, but the way he picked the final punches was very impressive. Family background, and old granddad worked on the boxing booth, I'm told. And Danny's brother had a couple of fights in America. Johnny, I think it was, boxed for the Finchley Club. Finchley being the old stamping ground of Margaret Thatcher's.
Well, Oliver is just trying to nudge himself into the centre of the ring here. The first half minute or so, or first minute, Poilblan tried to grab the centre, so good move by Spencer Oliver, just taking his time, just having a good look, but just trying to nudge his way into the centre of the ring, get this fella on his back foot.
Yeah, a little bit of catch can going on here. Shifted
That
it now.
one shook him, Reg.
That shook him.
A solid little performer. This is where lack of experience. He wants to think defensively here.
Yeah, he's trying to fight his way back. He's got plenty of guts, Spencer Oliver.
You don't want to have too much, Reg. This is only the first round.
Yeah, he did take a count, remember, against the Scot. Was it Sean Anderson, Jim? We saw that fight, but he came back from that and won.
But this little fella looks solid, Reg.
Oh, he does, doesn't he?
He likes to come forward. He doesn't waste punches. He's very precise. So Oliver's defences want to be nice and tight here. And just the better punches now, just as they're exchanging, are coming from the Frenchman. See, he doesn't waste any moves, doesn't waste any punches. A very controlled little performer, solid looking.
Yeah, he looks like a good sharp punch picker, the Frenchman. And suit Oliver as well to get this round over. He's had a good look at him. He's taken a couple of good shots.
Two good little fighters here, Reg. Two good little thinking fighters.
Yeah, this is a classy little fight. Yeah, had a good round there, actually, the Frenchman. Let's have a look at that action again in replay, Jim. That's quite sharp. There it is.
It's just the solid look he has. That little punch had an effect, and Poilblan knew that because he moved in looking to capitalise on it. But there's a good, I mean, Spencer come back well. There's a solid look about the little Frenchman.
Round 2. European Super Bantamweight Championship, 8 stone 10.
And Oliver also has the added problems of the southpaw stance. I don't know how many southpaws he's boxed, but it's different when you get up into the top level, the quality level. Then that southpaw jab can become a nightmare.
Just throwing punches a bit from a distance there, Spencer Oliver. That's better. He started to move in a bit with them.
Yeah, well, I mean, in the first round, he was just finding his range, just nicking himself into the centre of the ring. And then when it came to the piece, probably the better action was produced by Poilblan. So Oliver just wants to be nice and careful. What he's doing, you're nice and sharp boxing, in and out. See, what he mustn't do, he mustn't stand in front of this man, Reg. He has to keep moving. If he gets in punching range, get the punches out quickly. Don't stand in front of this guy in punching range.
There's searching going on for punches there too. They're both trying to think which one can I try next.
Yeah, but nice little comeback here from Oliver. This is it, nice and quick, in and out, everything nice and quick. So again, a sharp little counter from the Frenchman, but Oliver come back well again himself.
Oliver appears to have the better reach of the two, doesn't he? Seems to be the longer punches are getting in. So far, Poilblan is using the short shots.
Well, in this round, Spencer just a little bit quicker than Poilblan, so he has to use that to his advantage. He's quicker, he moves around well, so he can confuse this guy a little bit by using his feet. He just doesn't want to get into range and stay there too long.
That's it, move both ways as well, not all the time clockwise like that. He might walk into that right hand.
See, Poilblan's trying to kind of wind up for solid punches, so Oliver just wants to just do what he's doing. This is good stuff. Just don't worry about hurting this fellow. Just keep stinging little punches. Perfect.
The crowd loved that one. I don't think Poilblan did. the good right-hander.
He's maybe just a little bit slow. That's maybe his worst fault, Poilblan. He's just a little bit slow. See, Poilblan's trying to finish the round on a high because Oliver had slightly had the better of things.
So there's the stats on the amount of punches thrown there. There's not too many. It's a better round for Oliver, that one, no question. So round 3 then. Take time off. Well, he wants him to just wipe the canvas there. There's too much water on the deck. Norwegian referee and a damn good boxer in his time. Well, there's the chanting with the feet and the hands at the same time there for Oliver, but right now his concentration strictly fighting the Frenchman, not worrying about the accolade that's coming from the crowd.
See how Poilblan is walking to his right, trying to block Oliver. Oliver wants to circle in a clockwise direction. The Frenchman stepping across him, trying to push him round, but Oliver just wants to use his sharpness, certainly in the first 3 or 4 rounds here. Don't get involved unless he has to.
Yeah, I like the way he's moving both ways, Jim, not going in a circle all the time, because this Poilblan's a bit dangerous, as we've already seen.
The mistake he's making, he's winding up for solid punches, and that's given Oliver a chance to nick in and out with quick shots. So that's what he wants to do, in a couple of shots and back out again.
He's a good off-the-ropes fighter, actually, Oliver. You think for a second or two that he may be standing and taking unnecessary punches, and then suddenly he hits back again, not catapulting off the ropes, but just punching his way out of it.
Tell you, Reg, for a young kid, he showed some grit there. Yeah, took a solid shot and come back with 2 better ones. Showed a nice little bit of grit there. There again. Oh, he's picking lovely counters.
Yeah, he's chopping him beautifully there. And a lot of those punches, the Frenchman are landing on Oliver's arms as well.
Classy little performer, Reg. That was beautiful work. That will give him a lot of confidence, Reg.
Oh yeah, it looks as though he's saying, "Oh well, slightly shaky start, but it'll be all right now. I'm sorting him out."
Well, I don't know if Poilblan's attacks will be any more intense than that. But that was a fairly intense attack, and Oliver dealt with it perfectly. Lovely punch again. See Poilblan forcing now, making mistakes. Things going, I know it's early, but things going nicely for Oliver. Just wants to keep here, keep his concentration, don't get involved too much.
It's what they call boxing well within himself, isn't it? That's the best way there. Yeah, he's picking him off well. He did this with the Bulgarian, maybe he can still do this.
See, he's always going to be sharper than this guy, Reg, so he just has to use his sharpness. Sooner or later, he's probably going to have to stand with this fellow and trade, but don't do that until he's got to do it. Just nick a few rounds, get him in the bank.
And, well, let's have a look at the punch stats of that one. There it is again. You see, Oliver throwing more punches anyway, and I thought it was a very good round for him there. A little bit of calming words in the corner there, Jackie Lee. He's worked with for a long time, and now all that amateur experience that he had, winning boys' clubs, schools, junior ABAs, senior ABAs, it's all showing now, although they were short distance fights, of course, as amateurs or contests. He's got natural skills, Spencer Oliver, and he can dig. Brilliant way he fights back off the ropes. See, the Frenchman diving in like that, it adds the weight to Oliver's punches.
Yep, Oliver's
walking onto them.
See the Frenchman looking for safety, Reg, did you notice?
Yeah,
The exchange
absolutely.
of punches and the Frenchman's arms were looking to go around his shoulders. He was the one looking for sanctuary there. That's probably the best thing that Oliver can do. Just one of these times, trade with this guy and come out on top.
He's a competent fighter, Poilblan, but he's getting out-thought and probably out-punched now.
He just doesn't have the sharpness that Oliver has. And thankfully, Oliver's tactics are based on his sharpness. He's in and out, trading when he has to, and getting back behind the long shots. This is perfect so far.
He won't get careless. That's what I like about Oliver, Jim. You know, as he's getting the experience in the pro side, he doesn't get too careless. You know, early on in his career, I thought, well, maybe he'll get hit too much, but he's now taking care of himself.
Yeah, and I think his manager, Jeff Harding, he knows his career's maybe moved a little bit ahead of itself, so he'll be stressing and training, nice and careful in everything you do. That was a good shot he was forced to take there. See, still, the little extra power is certainly with the Frenchman. He's trying to draw Oliver into a brawl.
Wonderful reaction from the crowd there. They know that Oliver is going to fight back. It's not allowing the Frenchman to punch himself out. It's not that foolish, but as long as he's not hurting him, he's blocking a lot of those punches on the arms and the elbows. Really at home now, Spencer Oliver, Jim, and he's worked him out. He's had plenty to go on, looking good.
You got the gum shield, Jack?
Get with punching down. Get live, will ya? Yeah.
So a little bit of rough and tumble stuff there, Jim, as we're looking at these punches landed in the figures.
Well, the Frenchman mounted a big attack there, but nice bit of boxing once again from Oliver.
Coming out for the 5th round then of this European Super Bantamweight Championship. Sparkling little fight it is as well. And there's Jim Watt's scorecard. A couple of points ahead now for Oliver.
4th round was a very close round. I mean, a couple of good attacks from the Frenchman. I just felt that Oliver, with his longer range boxing over the 3 minutes, maybe just nicked it, but that was a round, Reg, that could have gone either way. That was a tough one.
Super condition, Oliver. He trains so hard and diving into that cold lake at Hampstead Ponds in the mornings, as John Conte used to. And he's dedicated to the game, likes it, and he's good at it. But as they say, go lightly at the moment, but when you're at European Championship level, you've got to be prepared for anything. Now you watch where he fights himself back. You see, no, not this time. I think I'll slide away. Thank you.
Well, it's fairly obvious. Poilblan realises he has to get close. He can't trade long range with Oliver. He's just a little bit too sharp. So he's trying to get close and work the body. But to get close, he's got to get past that jab, and Oliver just wants to keep that pumping.
It's almost as though he's doing an act for the crowd, which he isn't actually, Oliver, of course, but he's saying, well, come on, bang about the ropes, and when I open up, you just hear the cheers.
There's a little quality right hand lead there from Oliver. He's doing exactly the right things. This is certainly going to be a tough one for him, Reg. This is a decent little fighter he's in with. But he's just trying to keep it at long range for as long as he can.
Oh, the way he doubled up those punches there, Jim. That was encouraging there, wasn't it, for Oliver?
See, one of the things that young fighters have to learn, Reg, don't worry about grabbing hold of an opponent up close. If you get 3 or 4 punches home, then you're maybe caught in the hop a little, but just grab hold of the other guy. Young fighters haven't learned that yet.
He tucks himself up well though, doesn't he, Oliver? Look at that, you see.
Yeah, certainly his punches the more accurate.
He's following him around there, the Frenchman. Touches of frustration probably now. This fellow won't stand still while I hit him. And that's smart of Oliver.
Well, credit to Oliver, Reg. Sometimes when you're boxing at home in front of all your fans, you want too much to put on a show, and you do silly things, but he hasn't. He's been very controlled all the way through.
Well, got a bit excited there, the fans. No need to, because that was a slip there, obviously. The canvas does appear to be a bit slippery. Good round again there, I thought, for Spencer Oliver. Well, there's the old famous gun shield. And let's have another look at now the way he retaliated. Look at that. Bang, bang. That's what I like, Jim. The treble left hook there. It's good stuff.
And it's the accuracy. This is what I mean. Now he's just grab hold and nullify the other guy. Get your own punches home. And if the other guy's set to come back with counters, then just tie him up. That's just one of the little things he has to learn. But excellent boxing so far.
He's looking a bit calm and collected about it all. I'll give him credit for that, Poilblan. And as Jim Watt was saying, he's a very competent little fighter, this one. He's lost a previous challenge. He got a draw with Vicente Belcastro, who stayed the course with Daz Hamed. 6th round. Scheduled for those who are not regular followers, then of championship fights, 12 rounds scheduled. Oliver said, OK, if you want some of that, you can have it. Crowd are going mad now, standing up round the ring here. He really got tigerish there. There was a look on his face and a grip of that gum shield there by Oliver, saying, OK, you can have a bit of that if you want it.
Well, he saw one of his punches had taken an effect on the Frenchman, saw his chance, and he moved right in with more punches. Nice little bit of work there from Oliver.
What a great round. This is the 6th round.
I tell you, Reg, if he can stand and out-punch this guy once or twice, then the guy's going to have very little left. Poilblan is trying to trade on his strength. If Oliver can out-strength him in a couple of these exchanges, that'll go a long way to sealing this title.
The crowd really rose there. I feel sorry for the people near the back seats, because everybody's standing up the moment Oliver delivers the best punches. Well, a kind of long cuffing shot then from
yeah, but feeling solid, Reg.
Yeah, it was.
The good news is that it didn't trouble Oliver in the slightest.
No, it didn't make him blink, Jim, really, did it, by the look of it?
As you say, it was a kind of cuffing shot, but there was a fair bit of power there as well.
I love it when he fires those salvos of punches in Oliver, you know, they're very commanding. I think Oliver in the corner have tumbled that the Frenchman's a pretty good counter puncher. That's why he's not rushing in madly. He's hoping that Poilblan will come to him and then he'll respond. Right above us now, you can hear those punches thudding in at commentary position here.
Oliver still that little bit sharper.
He's got a good variety of punches too, isn't he, Jim? You know, with the hooks, he will lead you with it like that, with a straight jab. It didn't land, actually, just flicked. And then he'll hook them from all angles with both hands.
Yeah, and the good news, when Poilblan gets him against the ropes and lets some punches go, he's coming back with better punches. So really, in every department, he's holding his own here.
So there's the stats on the body shots landed, which is a bit surprising, really, isn't it? Poilblan has been going, you know, not headhunting that much.
Yeah,
Seventh.
Well, the long-range boxing certainly has gone Oliver's way, so I'm not really surprised that Poilblan has landed a lot more body shots than he has.
There aren't too many fighters around him that know how to work off the ropes like that. He does. He does it well, doesn't he, Oliver?
Yeah, he does it naturally too. It's not something that anybody's taught him. He's just got that. Obviously, he's learned it a long time ago and perfected it. But what I like, he's so good under pressure for a young kid. I mean, a couple of times Poilblan has put him under severe pressure, but he just covers up nice and tight, chin down, keeps looking back at his opponent, and when the burst is over, he comes back with good shots. Good, complete little fighter. See, there he goes, tucked up again, but looking to come back.
Beautiful shots. It's difficult from the back of the hall to see what's actually landing there. They probably don't know, but certainly viewers at home can see how good that is. He's not stopping every shot, that's impossible anyway, but he's blocking the majority of them, Oliver. And then when he fires back, he's more accurate.
That is the main difference between the two of them, there is the accuracy. I mean, very seldom has Poilblan knocked Oliver's head back with a good clean shot. He always manages to get his forehead down, get his hands up, just to take some of the effect. Poilblan raising the pace a little bit in this fight, just trying to break his rhythm.
There it is, clubbing him again there, isn't he, Oliver? There seemed to be the corner man of the Frenchman there, looked at, well, a bit concerned, and the noise in the corner and the words sounded very urgent, and he tried to do that, Poilblan, but then he keeps getting corrected then by Oliver.
There's a lovely burst of punches in the centre of the ring then, Reg.
Yeah, low
burst
punch
of 4 punches from Oliver.
Good.
Really boxing so well.
Easy fight for the referee, Baron, to handle, but he's doing it well. He's staying away from it.
Right hand lead, double left hook to follow. Textbook stuff here. See, still manages to smother a lot of the punches coming his way. This is a tough round, Reg.
I tell you what, he's hardly had to say break the referee. They got on with their fighting and then parted there. It's great, isn't it? It hasn't been messy in any way.
Poilblan's putting a lot into this round, Reg. He's trying to take some of the steam out of Oliver's legs here. Realises things not going his way.
Well, this fight is such a smashing pace. It seems to get better and better. Look at this, you see, as I said, and that shows it too, the amount of punches that have been landed there. It's full marks to Oliver there, but he's a good little opponent, this challenger. He really is. Good stuff there. The crowd now drowning the noise of the 8th round coming up. Oliver Spencer Oliver, I often do that with him, in the sequin white trunks, and the man from Corsica in black. And well, that's Jim's card again. See how the judges come up. What a corner! Look at this. Look. Hey, they're going at it. No clinching. You won't often see this. Great infighting. This is almost American style stuff. The top boys used to fight like this. He's a great fan of Marvin Hagler, Oliver. I hope he's learned a few things.
Yeah, a little bit. I thought the referee a little bit cruel there. They were both leaning with their heads, but nothing dangerous.
No,
you see a little bit of damage in Oliver's eye. Left eye, just a little nick below the eye, but nothing serious. But that's the kind of action that the Frenchman needs now. He has to draw Oliver into a real battle. He's losing at long range, so he's got to get up close and bang away, and that's what he's trying to do here. This is where Oliver's maybe slight lack of experience that we put to the test here. He wants to try and bring that pace back down again, get behind the jab.
I don't think there's nothing to worry about with Oliver's left eye there, Jim. It's just what do you call it, a little bounce, a little swelling there?
Yeah, just the slightest little nick, no problem whatsoever.
Well, that'd be a pity if it did worsen and would lose on a cut at this stage of the fight. I don't think that can happen anyway. It does happen, but I don't think in this kind of fight. They haven't been hitting each other with heads very much, at all, really. This pattern is remarkable, the way the Frenchman knows what's coming back. He's going to have a go, but he knows that it's going to retaliate and probably come off the worse, and is.
He's just got a little sordid look about him in this round, though, the Frenchman, Reggie. Probably more success in this round than he's had in the past with the close quarter exchanges. Just looking that little bit more solid than Oliver at the moment. Oliver trying to get back to long range, but the Frenchman won't allow it.
Cracking pace, Jim. Classy fight.
Yeah,
worthy of a European title, this, isn't it?
As I said earlier, two quality fighters, two good thinking fighters.
He's had slightly a bit more success here. You're right, Jim Poilblan, I think.
Yeah, up close he's looked a little bit stronger, but Oliver's heart never found wanting. He's firing back. But I'd like to see more long range.
Well, it looks like they had a slight adrenaline swab on that cut. They just plastered it over with a bit of Vaseline, and it's hopefully not going to be serious. They've corrected that very quickly in that 60 seconds between rounds. It's very vital that the corner knows its job. Round 9, and it hasn't slackened a bit. It really is a good fight. There's some connoisseurs and crowd at the same time. You're getting plenty of entertainment and plenty of class, and so far a lot of sportsmanship, really.
I just have a slight worry now about Poilblan's strength over the last third of this fight. I mean, he is a solid little performer. Just maybe that little bit more mature than Oliver. So Oliver wants to try, just if he can just nick another couple of rounds, I would have him fairly safe. If he can just get the long range stuff working again. That's the stuff. If he can just pop him on the end of the jab, just stop him from getting into range.
He certainly is a little warrior, isn't he, Poilblan? I give him that, you know, he's determined little battler.
And when Oliver, he's winning things at long range, so he's going to have to learn when you're winning a fight at long range, when you get up close, tie the other guy up, just don't let him work. Just press on his elbows, just stop him from letting punches go, then the referee breaks you up, back to long range again. Don't trade up close unless you're coming off best.
Yeah, at times he does though, Jim Oliver, doesn't he?
He's just got so much heart, Reggie. He enjoys the game, wants to put on a show, but it's also good to mess people about. All the great champions have spent part of the fights messing people about.
You can see why he's a massive ticket seller, can't you? And if this keeps going like this and he wins this fight, all right, well, his support's going to improve another 100%, I would think.
Just his legs are still looking strong, so if he can just give us some more of that in and out stuff, in a couple of punches, back out again. That's it, back out now before the counters come back. Excellent. This little fella's done 12 rounds with Castro, Reg, and he's a solid little fighter, so that would have been a hard 12-rounder. So here's the confidence of having that behind him.
Oliver's been only into the 10th round, Jim. He hasn't had to finish a 12 round yet.
Yeah, and the good news, Reg, he finished the fight in the 10th, so he took his strength with him into the 10th, so that's good news. He just doesn't want to become ragged now. And this has been a hectic pace all the way through, but he just has to be careful not to become ragged.
Just a reminder now, the judges, should we need them: Belgium, Austria, Denmark.
Keep it down. Start working down.
Well, there it is. You can hear what he's saying there, I think.
You've got 3 rounds. Yeah. 3 rounds.
3 rounds. At the moment, that's all he's got to pump at him. You haven't got a long way to go.
3 rounds. Yeah, no trouble. Don't get careless. Don't get careless.
Don't get careless. Well, that's fair enough, and he mustn't get careless because he's going well. So the 10th round then. And you really couldn't stage manage a fight better than this, really.
It's hardly been a clinch, Reg.
No, hardly. Only just a nick, no blood, and no counts that matter.
There's a solid left hand from Poilblan there.
It looks as though Oliver listens to advice in the corner, though. He tries to do, when they call the shots for him, he tries to do it for them.
It didn't look low to me, but the referee was closer than I was. A little bit ragged here, Oliver, at the start of this round. He just needs to tighten up, use his legs a bit more. Poilblan's getting too close here. This is his kind of action.
Well, it's unusual to hear the referee call him break. That's taken him 10 rounds to do it, I think. Oh, that was a good shot, Jim. That finished with the left hand there from Oliver there. It really was.
Just wants to keep pumping the jab out. Just try and keep this fella at long range. He's definitely the master at long range. He's far sharper. But this little fella's strong when he gets up close.
Oh, look at that rapid punches there. Oh, a little machine gun fire stuff, that, isn't it? Sheer grit as well he's doing it, just as much as skill, and he's certainly got plenty of it. It's you need, as they say these days, a lot of bottle to be a champion and move up even to world championship class.
That was a solid shot he took by
was.
Reg. That was that left hand again. That's the second real solid left hand Poilblan's get through with this round. You don't want to take those when you're tired.
But he always retaliates, though, Oliver, Jim. It doesn't make it obvious that he's hurt.
No, he's just so full of the business, just loves it in there.
Well, if he admired Marvin Hagler, I've got news for him. I know Hagler fairly well, and I tell you, he'd admire Oliver here as well. This is the sort of fight he would have had.
Come on, son, let's go.
Poilblan's strength, he's used it to good use in this round. This is another tough round for young Oliver.
Well, he's doing a little bit of holding on there that you suggested, Jim, just to prevent Poilblan from landing the better blows.
I'd rather see him get some long-range punches home before he does it. Yeah, we'll see that Poilblan just got a little bit close, a little bit too often in that round. He got a chance to use his strength. Oliver's obviously feeling the pace. It's been a hectic pace. But I'd like to see one more round long range, get it in the bank, and I would have him fairly safe.
Is it close enough, Jim, to depend on these last rounds? I wouldn't have thought so. It looks as though, well, 2, maybe 3 rounds up, wasn't he, Oliver, and with 2 to go? Well, our card, I mean,
Reg, would you ever put your faith in European officials? I certainly wouldn't.
No, I certainly wouldn't.
I'd rather see it beyond.
There's your card again there, Jim. Yeah, you have got it.
Yeah, I'll have him 3 points in front at the moment, so barring disasters, like knockdowns, for example, don't even want to say that, then I have him fairly safe. But just one more round would get, for me, out of harm's way. But for me, Reg, if you look at the complete fight that we've seen, he's always been that little bit sharper, that little bit more precise. Just the better of the two, if you like. But this little fellow is a good, solid little pro.
And just to repeat that, the judges, which looks like they might be needed, referee doesn't score. Belgium, Austria, Denmark.
And Oliver really is feeling the pace now, Reg. It's difficult now for him to keep this fellow at long range. I think Poilblan must know, boxing away from home, he needs these last couple of rounds, and he's going for them.
Well, it's in some respects there's a good sign for Oliver that Poilblan's corner must have said, listen, you've got to get out and win these last two to get it. And having suffered a draw against Belcastro, I suppose he doesn't want to leave it another cliffhanger.
Thankfully, his legs are still looking strong, Reg. He's still moving around well, no signs of real fatigue. He's obviously feeling the pace, and a little bit more maturity Poilblan has given him a slight edge here. But Oliver's legs still looking strong.
Well, it's all unknown territory, this 11th round for him, and he's such a fit little fighter. He'll come out blasting in the last round, Jim.
I tell you, he's going to become a real attraction, Reg. Win or lose tonight, I reckon he's going to win all right. But win or lose tonight, he's going to become a real attraction.
And there's such a hot little British fight waiting for him with the British champion Michael Brodie from Manchester. That will be a cracker. So we've got to root for him here, because that could be for the British and European Championship.
Well, just an ordinary little left-right worked a couple of times here for him. That's a thing to try. Just a jab and a following right hand, then grab hold. Just keep it simple now from here to the final bell. 1, 2. Ah, this is good stuff. And this will do a world of difference to the little man's confidence here. This is beautiful.
Just listen to that now. You couldn't hear the bell at all there. You might have heard it, but we certainly couldn't. The crowd knew it. They must be wondering now, come on, has he won it all? I would think. I mean, obviously they're prejudiced, all the Oliver fans, but the way he fought there in that 11th round, because Poilblan really, you could tell at the start of the round that he was saying, hey, I might have to do something spectacular here. But Oliver soon put a stop to that. But as Jim rightly says, you can never tell how other people are looking at it, judging it from a different part of the world. He hasn't changed expression once, this Frenchman. He's almost calmed out the office despite all this excitement and having to fight the crowd. Well, 3 minutes to go. There's the split screen then of the corners, and there's the punches landed. And what a reception for the final round. And I just hope that the crowd are going to be sporting to whoever's the loser here. And Jim Watt and I offering our unofficial opinion that we've got Oliver in front, and providing he stays on his feet in this round, he's got it. But we'll hang on, don't leave us.
Well, Poilblan's come out in the last round like a fellow who needs something special, Reg. So he seems to know, his corner seems to know, so just careful, especially the first minute of the last round, young Oliver, just be nice and tight. First minute, let the guy just blow a little bit of steam, then come back the last 2 minutes. For me, he's got it in the bank. Just nice and careful for this first minute.
Well, I just hope this ring doesn't get invaded by the Spencer Oliver army almost, Jim, from here, because we want to try and see if we can get a word with him when he's got his breath back. But we mustn't count chickens too much.
Well, that was a lovely
what a wonderful final round. What a stayer he's turned out to be. If there's any doubt at all now, Jim, and I never thought there was, this could be it for Oliver.
What a quality little fighter, Reg.
Yep.
Everything.
He's improved tremendously from his beginning. And where was his beginning, Jim? On your patch, Cumbernauld in Scotland. It was his first pro fight.
Still takes a shot well to it, no weakness, he's just a little slip.
Well, they thought that was a knockdown, the crowd. They got a bit excited with that one. Just watch that clock now, halfway.
I tell you, Reg, quite often a European title is more difficult to win than a world title, the way there's so many world titles floating around. This little guy has won it in good style, and for me, he's defended it against a quality little fighter in perfect style.
Yeah, that's what I like. You know, a fighter who's done it on merit, and he just hasn't had any sort of pushovers in his time. He's always had to fight hard. And the last opponent he had, the Bulgarian, they all thought that the Bulgarian could be too smart for him. There was some doubts with people with this one as well. But he is the governor, not the omen, the governor.
And he's
fighting his heart out there, and he's breathing hard, Oliver, as you would expect, as that clock starts to count down.
But Reg, there's a little bit of grit that's got to be there, and you can't put it there, but he's got it. That little bit of grit is deep down in his heart there.
That's the bit that divides the champions from the challengers, really, Jim, isn't it?
That's the thing. You can't put that in anybody, Reg. It's got to be there. And that little fella's got it. And a lot of people would have posted this last round. No, he's gone out on a high.
Absolutely. That's it. Oh, the Frenchman's raised his hands as well in hope. And I just hope that we can keep everybody out of the ring while we're waiting for this palm-sweating period of the judges' cards. Above me, I think it's the Belgian judge above me, just handed his card in. Each round that they hand a card in, by the way, so they can't alter it at the end. But obviously that final round has just gone in. They're all very satisfied, it would see Jess Harding and Jackie Lee and Co. and the family, I think, all over in Oliver's corner. They all seem pretty happy that it's going their way. Referee Menon going over there and congratulating people. There he is. Well done. This little gentleman, actually, the referee, but he hasn't said anything yet. Okay. Well, he's still got breath for a little chat, isn't he, Spencer? There'll be so that's Simon Block of the Border Control, who's acting as a kind of supervisor there, I think, and just checking that they're all filled in correctly. I just wish we could get a quicker way to get this up there. It's very nerve-wracking, to say the least. He might be the calmest guy in the place, Jim, mightn't he, Spencer?
Well, I didn't see any look of disbelief on the board officials, so hopefully everything's gone the way we predict. Can we see that?
No, thanks.
118, 111. That's lopsided. That certainly can't be for the Frenchman. 118, 111.
Really? Oh, well.
If I saw that properly, 118, 111.
You did well there. I'll tell you, your old mince pies are pretty good for an old-time fighter, aren't they? Well, I think the crowd, I hope, well, Jim, if it's 118, 111 for the Frenchman, I shall be diving under this ring very promptly.
No, I think the fact that it's a wide margin, it has to be for Oliver.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, a bad decision, that maybe he could have nicked it, but a convincing decision, definitely Oliver, no problem.
I think I saw an official of some sort saying bad luck to the Frenchman. I think I could read his lips, but I couldn't read his scorecard like you. Here he comes.
Ladies and gentlemen, the judges' scores are with us now. Marcel Roulet scores the contest 118-111. Judge William Voget scores the contest 117-113. And Judge Jens Andreasen scores the contest 117-112. All in favour of still
That's it. Spencer Oliver, and a very good margin of points, a correct decision in every way. Good judging, good fighting, and we'll just hang on because we've got plenty more to come.
This man is becoming a star, isn't he? When we come back from this short break, Lake Tahoe, Nevada, Lewis against Akinwande.
Big Time Boxing!
And Lewis carries on a relentless assault here. Oh, right hand, it is over.
Big winner at Olympia tonight, Spencer Oliver, still European Super Bantamweight champion. He's talking to Adam Smith.
Spencer, congratulations, still the European champion, and you proved that it was no flash in the pan, the first one.
No, you know, that was an off night as well, so I proved that, you know, I'm good enough to beat the best in Europe on an off night.
But it was tough, very tough tonight.
Yeah, he was a tough kid, we knew he was tough, you know, he was so durable, we watched him on tape. He was a strong guy.
What about, I mean, you found him difficult, awkward to get hold of, southpaw style?
You know, no, it wasn't really the style, it was just me on the night, I just couldn't put it together, you know, a bit stale maybe, working right through this year. I've had a hard year, you know, perhaps I need a couple of weeks out.
But terrific experience, first time 12 rounds.
And yeah, I loved it, you know, done the distance, no trouble at all. What 15 rounds are still going, I'd do that.
What's next stop? Have a Wayne McCulloch possibly, or Zaragoza, the world title? Is that on the cards?
You know, that's down to Jez, you know, Jez is the man you want to see about that, but if that bout comes up, I'd love to take it, yeah.
Thanks a lot, Spencer. And Jess, final word from you?
I thought it was a good performance. The guy was rated number 4 by the WBA. Spencer, you know, it was a tough kid, as you saw tonight. I thought it was a good performance. I thought Spencer done very, very well tonight. I'm pleased for him. He's got the difficult defence over.
Brilliant. Well done, Spencer.
Thanks a lot, Adam. Cheers.
Manager and fighter apparently at odds about the quality of that performance, but Spencer Oliver's modesty is matched only by his quality so far. Thoughts of the boys here in the studio? Barry, your opinion first, please.
I thought that was a first-class performance. He's getting better with every fight. He took it on the chin, he was hurt. He came back, he changed his tactics from the start. He wanted to knock the guy out. He changed, he started moving and boxing, and he used the right tactics. He fought well on the inside. I thought it was a first-class performance. This kid's improving all the time.
Duke, he has every right to be pleased with himself, doesn't he?
He should be over the moon. And what impressed me about Spencer tonight was his lateral movement, you know, from left to right all the time, right to left, in and out. His jab was good. Started to load up a little bit. Got found wanting, I think, at the close-in fighting, but I'd fancy him against any super bantamweight in the world right now.
Already, Nicky?
Yeah, his conditioning was absolutely fantastic, and his management, Jess Harding, trainers, should be very much congratulated there. I thought he was brilliant. It was great that he got the #1 contender out of the way. Now he can have a couple of easy fights and build up for that, easy-ish, and build up for that world title attempt.